So I'm going to share with you, my accidental story of getting into gamification, just to give you an example, and also because I'm often asked about it. And I'm going to share with you also a little bit about the, app development story, because I think a lot of people think, oh, I should build an app or I should make an app or whatever. So if you've ever thought that or know anyone who has, you might appreciate this story too. So I'm going to try to get through 10 years in about 10 minutes here with this story. But so my accidental gamification journey started in Philadelphia. So I'm originally from central Pennsylvania. I moved to Philadelphia for work, and I was there for about 20 years and still, go back and forth between Florida and Philly. And if you've ever seen the crazy sitcom, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, let me tell you, it was not sunny on this day that I showed up at this client site. And by the way, this client has a skyscraper in Philadelphia. So it was quite an important client. And in fact, my account manager, who is an amazing guy, he is a veteran, he is unflappable. He called me one day and he was like, Dawn, you have to save this account. I was like, oh, no pressure. So, so I show up and to teach a PMP bootcamp class. And these people, all seasoned project managers, okay? I mean, they've been there a while, they've been in their careers a while. They had basically been told, like, you're going to get your PMP or else. So they're sitting staring at me, and as the person that's going to help them get the certification that they're required to get. And it was a boot camp style situation that we were put in, 5 full days of just, fire hosing this information at them. And on day 2 of the boot camp, the 5-day boot camp, they looked like lost. They were totally lost and they were starting to freak out. So I went home and I said, okay, like, what can I do for these people to help them? Because I was under pressure to save the account. They were under pressure to get this thing. And of course, I want them to succeed no matter what. So I created this way to show them, the map on the board. So if you know anything about the Project Management Institute process, there are knowledge areas, there are process groups, and there are processes. And today there are 49 processes. This is back in, I think, the 4th edition of the PMBOK guide, which, there were even fewer processes then. But I started to lay it out old school style, on the wall. And then suddenly the anxiety balloon that had been hanging over this class started to deflate and they started to feel better. So I was really like breaking it down and showing them what it looked like. And even Einstein said something like, if I can see it, I can understand it. So I was showing them in a different way that was in any of the materials that I had. And I knew I had something then. So that's kind of how I accidentally started the product development journey, because since then I've been perfecting this and creating this game to help people learn probably the most complex project management process in the world. Okay, so what I did was I took that map and I got a designer friend to help me, make it pretty, lay it out in person. And then I ended up taking it all over the world. So you can see here, this middle picture is in Jerusalem with the client. And the top and bottom pictures are with Europeans. We were in Paris, but they came in from all over Europe. I've done played this game with folks to help them learn the PMI way, just so that they're grounded in a global gold standard and understand it so that they can speak the language without having to go through 5 days of boot camp. This takes 1 hour. That's the power of gamification. Together, when they play the game, they remember way more than they ever would trying to tackle this beast on their own. So, so people have said, hey, wow, that was fun. And, it's challenging, it's fun. That's what a game is. And at the end, there's a score. There's so many right answers out of the number of boxes there are. So it's essentially a puzzle. And after battle testing it all over the world, speaking at PMI chapters, inside corporations with some of the smartest people on earth, and them saying, yeah, like, this is great. This is helpful. This is fun. And it's amazing that you can, teach the 3 layers and the PMI way in such a short period of time. I started to explore selling it to folks that were teaching PMP bootcamp classes. And I spoke to a gentleman who was had one of the top PMP bootcamp, programs in Pennsylvania. And he was like, well, I would want to have a digital version. So I was like, all right. So I happen to be a member of the New Jersey Tech Council, and we went to this. So this is my colleague, Yana, super beautiful on the inside and out. And she and I went and I did a venture pitch, and we talked about the game and everything. And then unexpectedly, I met my future app development team at this event. So networking is super, super important. I can't wait to when we can get back to doing it in person, but even virtually, is working out fine too.